Day 71, welcome, data exploration with Pandas for college majors and their salaries, okay? So we're gonna do this, we have two ways to do this. We can do it via the Chrome browser and install, run our Pandas through the Google Colab, right? Or we can do it offline through Python as well. So all you need to do is run the command pip install Python. That's the command we have run up. Where is it? Okay, because Jupyter was not found, and then we just ran this on pip install Jupyter, and then we started to install all this stuff. It kind of takes a little bit of time, as you can tell. It's installing and everything. And also at the same time, I was just reading about how to do it right here, because most of the internet don't really tell you this stuff. I don't know why. Anyway, so let's go into our Google Colab, right? I think it's Google Drive last time. Let's just see. Okay, Google Colab. It's the same as this one, I think. Alright, we installed them over here as well. Downloads are going out on the way. I wonder what happened, because I think I used to have that as well. Okay, so here we have our new notebook. And there's a reminder that uploaded files will be deleted at runtime is recycled, so we're gonna have to keep on uploading that, which is very unfortunate. Okay, but we're gonna hit OK for now, and we're gonna rename our book to say degrees. Actually, we're gonna give it the same name as this one. Okay. That's the final one, actually. So we kind of get a little bit of sneak peek. And then we're just gonna call it X for exercise. Cool. So we have our CSV right there, and also we have our questions right here. Okay, so we import pandas and read CSV. That's the first thing that we have to do. So not really from, we just say import pandas as PD, shift and enter. I think that one ran. Lovely. And then we create our data frame, which is pd.read CSV, and we pass in the name of the file that we want to read, which is this one here. And also rename files. Salaries by major, by college majors.csv, right? Okay. So the next step is to see what the top 5 looks like. You can go with df head, and there we go. So we have the names given already: undergraduate, study, median, media, career, and somehow these are the top 5. How many do we have? Okay, we do df.shape. Which is a property. 51 rows. Okay, let's look at what's at the bottom. We use the tail method for that. Okay, cool. Psychology, religion, Spanish, and this doesn't have anything. I think that's one of the things that we need to do whenever we have our data. So number of rows in column names. How do you find column names? I think we say df dot columns, like that. Oh yeah, there we have them. Undergraduate major, starting median salary, mid career median, mid career 10th quintessile, and mid career 90, and the group. So here is the group: median mid 90, mid 10th, median, starting median, and undergraduate major. Okay, so that's what we have. And what else do we want to see? We want to see missing values. Okay, df dot is an A. Let's just run that first, because I'm not too sure which one was it that we were after. Okay, there we go. Awesome, so we're back. We just did the installation of Jupyter, and we're good to go with Jupyter. The reason why we installed Jupyter app over here is because we want to be able to run Jupyter also outside, and we can run it right in class, right on Google Colab, like we were doing this just now. I think we had Google Colab, which we're running all these cells over here, right? Cool. But then we want to see if you want to run it offline, how could you do that, right? So that's what pretty much what we're doing. We're just trying to install Jupyter in Python. Some people say want to put it up in Anaconda, which is also fine. Okay, so now what we're going to do next is we're going to do this. We want to try and, can I minimize you? Okay, cool. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. We notice that part of the information that we had is coming from this website, right? Payscale.com, alright? And if we come up on here, I just want to see if we can run it right after. Let's see. I'm going to pick one of these tabs. Then, by the way, I'm facing this error, which is sample, not found kind of error, and people are not responding to my error. They're actually voting it down. I don't know why. Yeah, sometimes the community you think will help you won't help you. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. We'll find somebody who knows, or we'll find a fix anyway. Maybe with time. But I tried everything I can, but nothing came through. Anyway, so the website payscale.com reports college salary as per majors that you take at the university, right? So that's where we are gonna get our data from. Okay, so we have about 24 rows per page, and we have like 34 pages. I believe the last page does not have all 24 rows. And here's what we have. We have the rank, and then the major time, the degree time. They're all bachelors, I believe. And then early career pay, mid career pay, high minute, right? So this is going to be an interesting exercise to work on. See how everything tallies together. That's what we really want to work on today. And I don't like it when my internet starts slowing down. Every time I start recording, the internet starts slowing down. I don't get it. Hold on a second. Okay, I hope the internet has been fixed. So as I was saying, the last page only has two items, but you see that we have 827 rows. So that's really a large data set that we have there. Okay, so the idea is we're gonna scrape through this data and see if we can work our way around it. All right, all this data that we need, all this data. Very interesting. Okay, cool. So let's do it this way. If we come up here, I was trying to rewrite the code earlier. So this is page number 1, and as you will notice, let's first run this class, right, and explain what this is doing. I was trying to import JSON, but I'm not using it. Did I click on that? Yep, I did. Okay, so there we go. So what we have here is let's do it this way, right? We wanna take this part. If we say, let me comment out this part, right? And so if you print out just the soup, print soup. Okay, all we're doing here is getting the URL, getting the text, and then passing that text to the soup, and then we print it out. That's all we're doing right there. So let's come hit run. It looks it actually goes open the page behind the scene, and then that does all of this stupefying stuff, and then it prints out the page that we are after. Okay, I pressed run, right? I think I did. So printing out the soup, you take note, we print out the whole soup, right? That's why we're getting all the key tags and everything inclusive. And I want to paste it somewhere, let's say in my text editor, right? I did paste it earlier before. Let's see. Copy this one. I'm just gonna wipe everything off, then paste the new stuff. Okay. Just to help you see, I think you'd rather go with something like Atom for this to help you see some better formatted stuff. But you notice what the information that we are after is the bachelor's part, the degree type, and everything in here. If you see here, especially starting from here where it says application JSON, you can tell that this information right here, all the way down to the end of something, is actually in a JSON format. It's up there. It's a lot of jubbly, and then the page itself, right? So this is the reason why I'm like working with the soup by itself. So if you come here and then you find exactly where the soup is starting, where it says application JSON, right? I want to show you something. I'm gonna uncomment there, and then I'm gonna comment this line. So now we're not printing the soup. So I figured it starts here and then it ends here, right? And then I'm taking those parts. If I run that part now, right, which means it's gonna go back online on the same page, and then get the soup, treat it as a string so that I can use the split method. Now I have an array. I'm taking the last part, and then I'm taking the part in between this part and that part, right? So what comes out is then another string, which is what we're going to print out, and that string is what we're going to take, and I want to show you what it looks like, right? Because already you can tell, because this is a application JSON array. So this is what it looks like. Alright, I'm copying that, and I'm gonna come with it over here and paste it there. Okay, it doesn't really look good, so let's come over here, look up for online JSON view. Okay, we paste the whole thing in there and hit format. Okay, there we go. So you see, this is actually like, I think there should be 24 of them. Yep, I think 24 right over there. So you see, I think that one, I'm not too sure why we have two rank the same. I think they could be on the same level, right? Maybe. But there we go. Marine, computer science are different, but they could have the same amount of money, maybe. Could be. So they know that they have the same rank because of that. I think so. Okay, cool. But you get the point. We now have this as a JSON item. So we can rather work with it as a JSON and then extract the information that we're after. Remember, the information that we're after is mainly the degree name, and then the monies that you get, especially the early one, the second money, and also pretty much that's what we need, right? Yep, let's see. I'm just gonna compare with the one that we had earlier. Okay, the one we had earlier, we had starting median salary, mid career, 10th and 9th percentile. Okay, but over here we don't have all of that, do we? Okay, this is what we have. Okay, we just need to rename them. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is your starting one, mid career, and then 5 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 plus. Okay, then they name them in ways that we can understand. All right, but their actual names in the other stuff, like they do here, is this is your starting one. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 10th percentile, that's 10 to 20, and then 90th percentile, that should be the other one, that mid career. We have this other one, mid career, 5 to 10. So we're skipping this one. We're taking this one and the last one. Yeah, that's what we're doing. But some of them don't have anything, I can tell here. Yeah, some of them don't have. It looks like most don't have 20 class. So let's work with these two instead, right? It's good that we're looking at it this way, but otherwise we're going to look at it again the other way. So let's just go back. Okay, so that's one way you could extract this, which is not really the best way, right? Because normally you want to convert the soup to a text item. So what we could do is find the class, and if you want to do that, that's when you come back with the inspection function, right? So you open up your page. Where are we? Where do we get that data from? Over here. And then because you are looking for this information, that information, and you do the inspection item. Okay, and what you do, this is taking advantage of Google Chrome. Just about any browser does this actually. But you see many tutors say, or tutorials I should say anyway. This is one of those things you get from Google Chrome, developer function. What? Any browser can do that. I can do that in Safari. But anyway, no beef there. Alright, so there we go. We have our item, and then we see it's under this class data table value, right? And it looks like every one of them is under the same class, which makes it a little difficult to differentiate them. Inspect. Again, data table value. Let's find something else. Let's look at this one. Conflict resolution is a major. Conflict resolution. Inspect that. Again, data table value. Same class everywhere. Same class. Okay, let's look at this amount of money. 44,000. Okay, watch here. We're here. Data table value. Again, same class, alright? So you come back, you're gonna have to find a way of working with it. So I'm just using find all, and then my class is data table value as it is. I just copied it from there. And then what I'm gonna do is, let's see. I'm commenting out this part, okay, and I'm gonna run. Yeah, the computer is freezing when the mouse can't move straight. Like the mouse is dragging up. I want to point over here, and the mouse is shaking, shaking itself. Okay, so we're getting the values from there. Okay, from any value that's under the same class. All right, and then we're creating a string. The reason why we're creating a string, as you will notice, is that I should have commented out this line as well. Yeah. The reason why we put up that string was these values were being printed one after the other. Okay, they're being printed one after the other. Let me show you. I'm gonna comment out this part, and then I'm just going to print out the id string. So we're saying in these values, whatever value we get, right, which is the element, right, whatever element we get from those values, just print it out, the string part of it, right? That's what we're saying here. So when you leave them like that, what you're going to get is a bunch of numbers and a bunch of elements together, just jumbled together, like this. Let me see if it runs through just now. Okay, 5, 4. Okay, go. Good. So you notice that everything is coming out. This comma I'm adding it here over here. It wasn't there initially. But you see the number comes here: petroleum, bachelors, the first amount, the second amount, third amount. Then we go to the next one, and it does that for each and every one of these. 1, 2. Okay, it's doing that for everyone. And looks like there's something very interesting that I'm noticing here. It looks like it's taking 2 numbers and leaving out the other 2 numbers. Have you noticed? Yeah, actually there are 2 numbers over here. Ah, I see. Interesting. So early career pay and mid-career pay, that's all we have. That's all we have from this table. Is this the same of all the tables? Let's see, we're on page 33, and let's go to page number, let's just say page 3, okay? I'm just going to edit it right here on my URL and type the number 3. I want to see if we really have just those 2 numbers, the starting one and the median one, because that will be very different from the one we were working with originally, okay? Yes, we have just those 2. Okay, cool. So they're all under the same class. Again, that's what we're working with. So now, the reason why we were doing this formatting is that we want to create a CSV file, right, of these items, generating our own. So this will be the first row, so the comma comes after. Second row, comma comes after. Okay, so they are spread across several lines. So in order to merge them together, we created this string over here, and then we are appending this element we're printing out over here. We're adding it to that. And we're also increasing our number. The reason why we're increasing this number is because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 parts of every element, right? So when the number is divisible by 6, then we create a new line. I'm going to uncomment. We create a new line over here. And otherwise, if the number is not divisible by 0, we simply add the comma. Okay? And then we increase, either way, we increase our item, our index, right, our counter. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. We're going to run it again so that you see what it looks like after it's formatted, right? So there we go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, oh, so many. There were like 24 of them. Yeah, that's all from page number 1. You remember, we're 24 of them. Okay, so we have functionality on the first page, right? Now the next thing that we're after, see, the bachelor's name, the name, and then the bachelor's, and then the median and start, as well as the percentage of whatever thing that we don't really need. Okay, so we want to do that for all the 34 pages, because this was just for 1 page. Okay, so what do we do? It's time to think. We need to change this number. Okay, so probably what we can do is maybe create a while loop, right? While, let me write it down. Let me write it down. Do I need this? Not anymore. But anyway, let me put it up. Let me put it up here. In fact, let's just make it a function, alright? If scrap is the C, right? Scrap. Yeah. And then I left out the S. Okay, we're just gonna put everything under this function. Okay. I'm just gonna put it under that function. So our total pages we can change here depending on the set that we will be after, right? But now we're just gonna say while counter. I think all we could do is give it a meaningful name. Page number. Is equal to 1. Okay, that's where we start from. And then we say while page number is less than total pages. What happened to autocomplete? Okay, so what do we want to do? We want to do this. Okay, so that's where we're taking everything here, and it's now part of our while loop. Okay, so we're creating the URL, and over here now we're changing this part. This part will be our page number, and now this one will be an F string. Usually it should autocomplete, but it's not doing that today. Okay, so when we get our soup, this will be the values. Okay, instead of printing them out, let's copy them. I'm gonna cut. Okay, we get our soup from there, and then we get our values from there, and then we're gonna say write to CSV. Okay, so we're gonna write what we were printing out, this whole stuff here, we're gonna print it out, we're gonna write it out to CSV, right? Okay, and then after we do that, we will increase the page number. Page number plus equals 1. So we started page number 1. Doesn't work, we just change the sign. Yeah, it's just read and the whole thing. Let's put equals behind. Does that make you happy? Yeah, it does. Okay, cool. So is we have one more red line over here, which is another method that or function that we have to create, right? And this function, what all it's going to do is create. I'm going to leave my commented code up in the middle because now it's good for learning sake, right? But it's cluttering everything out, so allow me to just cut it from there. Put it right at the bottom of the page. Okay, over there. And then here we're gonna uncomment. In fact, we're gonna create a new function which is called, you guessed it, yeah, write to CSV, which takes in a string, right? Alright, and then in there, that's where we're gonna do this. Okay, cool. So there we go. We're creating this file 21 degrees, rather 21 degrees page scale, and then we're using the append function instead of and then we said write file, right? And we write, and I've opened it before. I've wrote to that file before using the first page, and this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. Okay, and now we're back again. Of course, we have to put the this function up so that can be seen. I actually pressed Control X, which means cut, but it looks like it did not listen to me. Or did it freeze? Control X again. Okay, does this next time. Okay, just gonna clear some space up there, and then up over here. That's where we're gonna declare this other function, and then from there we're gonna get rid of the import JSON stuff. Because you no longer need it, okay? And then afterward, we're just going to come down and see script. So script must go on and run this stuff. We're going to have to delete this file because if we keep it like that, it will start appending because we didn't use the right function. We used the append function, right? So we have to delete it and then it will recreate it on its own. And yeah, I'm kind of merged up the whole two things together. Excuse me. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. No red line everywhere. These files are rated out because they're not committed on Git. As you can tell, I've activated Git. There's Git everywhere. There's Git everywhere. Every corner of the screen there's Git, but I haven't committed any of these changes deliberately. But anyway, we're in this file pay scale, so we're about to start our extraction, and fingers crossed. I don't know if that's spiritistic or not, but okay, just anticipation, alright? Alright, it says, oh man, we're not connected on Wi-Fi. Okay, let's try and connect on Wi-Fi, because that's a connection error. Okay, so here we go. I think it was best if we were printing it out a little bit. Stop. Okay, we're gonna add something here. We're gonna say print, and then let's say F line, page number. Come on, autocomplete, of course.
It's 11 hours.
Because if it doesn't autocomplete, that means we have issues, right? It's like it's not in that scope. So page number, and then after page number, we need you to print a new line. After the new line, we need to print there. Yes. Okay, and then you can write it after. Okay, so let's go back. Let's try again. Okay, this time we are hoping that everything goes well and we have a little bit of functionality, right? If it doesn't, then we're gonna have to go back. Okay, our first page is out. Is that second page? Third page? Fourth page? Looks like it's going. Okay, 5. Remember they're 30 what? They're like 34 or 38. Actually, we were supposed to print the page number at the bottom, right? So that we can tell where exactly we are. But yeah, and not beautiful. Cell side, biology, advertising, occupational therapy, applied computer science, cells. Oh wow, there's something that went wrong there. Did you see? Something that didn't pick up well. Yeah. So we're gonna have to do a bit of cleaning. 40%, scrap science, journalism, page 19, page 20, there's nothing there. Page 21, nothing. 22, nothing. 23, nothing. What's going on? Is that because I'm going too fast? 31, 32, 33, 34 is the last one. And we had 2 from 34. I see. So what could be happening? What could be happening on the other pages? Let's just scroll up a little bit. Something happened there. Okay. We started having issues on page number 19. Okay, here we go. Let's go back and punch in number 19, alright? That's where we started having issues at. So let's see what's happening there. Page 19. Oh, there's an error right there. It's coming up. I can tell it's from the site. Okay, but otherwise our extraction was good. Yeah, there's nothing there. There's nothing there on page 19. And they've been interesting 404s though. They've got a JavaScript game which is linked over here. Error.js. Interesting. And how about page 32? 32 is working. How about page 25? Okay, so some of the pages are not working, as you can tell. Okay, so that's not really our fault. Anyway, we've done a wonderful work, extracting all this one out. Let's go back and see if we can, be able to run it. Okay, so let's look at our beautiful CSV file, right? Alright, there we go. How many rows and columns do we have? If we have a little over 200, wonderful, we even have more. So that's good. That's pretty beautiful right there. Awesome. So we've managed to extract our data. Now it's time to launch our new app, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to switch. How are we going to do this? Hold on a second. I'm going to review this in Finder. Okay, I can just copy it from here, right? And then from here I'm gonna open recent project, and the project that I'm after is on day number 70, okay? Because we went 71 actually. We went here for the sake of just the beautiful soup stuff. Okay, so now when I'm here, I'm gonna try and hit paste. Okay, so that we have a little bit of yeah, please do copy. Now we have our CSV file. That's our data right there, waiting to be cleaned up, but so far we're happy. Okay, awesome. And where is it? I don't see it here. Okay, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and do something very interesting. If it fails, we have a plan B, okay? We have new file, and it's not gonna be any of these files. So let's just hit file, because that's what we want to achieve, right? New file. We want to create a new notebook from Python, right? Some IDEs can allow this to happen. I want to cancel that out. I don't even know why it continues asking me those questions. I'm deliberately not committing these changes, alright? So one more time. New file, and we're gonna say 2021 salary. I should say degree counts first, right? You learn and then you earn. Degree versus salary dot IP, and actually it's IP high notebook NB. Okay, good, like that. I think I should just click don't ask again, but I'm too silly. Okay, so let's come down here, right? We're not going to use Google Colab this time. We want to try and do everything locally. Jupyter notebook, like that. Okay, I'm going to leave it to run. I'll be back shortly because I'm cooking. Okay, I'm back. So here we are. We have this one from the course, and this one is the one we just created right now. So I'm not sure if it's going to work because it's 0 bytes. It's not supposed to be like that. I think it has to have some sort of framework. But if it does work, then well, kudos to us, right? If it doesn't work, we'll switch to plan B real quick. Okay, so let's give it a moment. Let's give it a moment. Okay, error loading notebook. It doesn't appear to be JSON. I thought as much. It couldn't be. Yeah, but nice try. We tried. So the other way we could do it is we create it on Google Colab, like we have done over here, right? And then we come down over here and we say download. Okay, want to download the whole thing. It's untitled, so we're probably gonna have to rename it because it's created right from Google, right? And now we simply have to locate where exactly are we gonna put it at. I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna call it 2021 degree versus salary. Okay, and I'm gonna walk into my coding stuff, which I marked red deliberately, and go into this part. It's day number 71. I don't see 71. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, we're gonna replace that one. We're gonna replace that one, and now we're gonna come down here and relaunch it. Alright, let's see what happens this time. Okay, it's taking time. I'm gonna continue my cooking, but it's almost loaded, right? Okay, there we go. Looks good. Looks good. I'm gonna just try one thing before I go back. I'm gonna say import Pandas SPD. Alright, shift and enter. Okay, we're gonna say df is equal to pd.read csv, and then the name of our file. Okay, no, it's starting. Please wait. Okay. Okay, so back the importation went well. Let's see over here. Do we have we want to import? Want to read rather this file 2021 degrees pay scale.csv, right? 2021 degrees pay scale the CSV. If that works, then we will be able to see what was that. Did you see that? Table. Okay. Are you going to be able to do that or not? Let's see. Okay, found or not found. One of the two things could have happened. Oh, you probably noticed. The spelling was wrong. Okay, so we have it now. Good. So look at that. The thing is, that part there is not correct, alright? So we have to rename this. We have to say columns is equal to, and then we pass in an array, okay? We're gonna say, we're gonna try and copy the last one that we're working on. Okay, we had starting, median, salary. In fact, is this one connected? If this one is connected, then let's just come down here and just say df dot columns. Alright, this one is running on Google Colab, so it has to go to the internet first. But still, it shouldn't be taking that long. Oh, it started by initializing and then yeah, it's gonna take us forever. Let's just go. Oh, there it is. Starting median salary, mid career salary 90. Okay, we only had two numbers, remember, so we're gonna go with starting median salary in this one. Okay, so that's for us over here. Okay, good. So we have imported our pandas SPD and we are about to read our CSV file. Let's do a df, which is our data frame, .head, just to see what comes out of this. Okay, we're good. But you notice that the first row of our CSV file is what is also being rendered as the table name. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 tables. And you notice that the first amount of salary is split into two columns as well. 2 columns here as well. So we're going to have to do some cleanup of our data. So first thing that we have to do is when we're doing the reading, right, we need to remember that we're separating them using the commas. So let's put that up. Separator is equal to comma. Okay, let's run that. Okay, same stuff, right? 0, okay, rather 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8. Okay, so let's give our table proper headers, right? Then we do that by calling names, and we give these names. Okay, we'll call this one undergraduate major, degree, and then we'll call this one part A of the first median salary, part B, and then part A of the median salary, part B as well. It's percent, and then this, I don't really know what it is, so we're just going to call it anonymous, right? So 8 names for that column. Let's type that out, and let's paste it in here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I'm missing one more. Okay, over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, this should do. Let's see how it looks like. Awesome. So we now have the column as the first row. Okay, cool. Now we're gonna have one more work to do, okay, which is making these two numbers to be one column and these two numbers to be one column as well. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we still have all our columns right there. So one way we could do this is we would create this column starting median salary, right? Okay, we'll say df, then create that column. I'm sorry, it looks like I didn't copy this part. That's the part I'm after. I just want to paste it right down here. Okay, and that will create a new column or series in our data frame, right? And how do we want to create it? We want to create it by adding two columns. The first one is part A, right? And we're going to add the second part, which is part B, like that. So when we try and do that, we have a type error, and obviously we will have a type error because if you notice we have 93 point something here, and then we have 200. So this one is treated as a string, this one is treated as an integer. Okay, you can only concatenate strings to string, not an integer, right? So that's what we have to do. So we're gonna have to convert both to strings, okay? And then we do that as type string, and we'll do that as well for this one as type string. And then let's look at our data frame one more time. Okay, good. So there we go. We now have our new merged number here, which was 93 200 93 200 over here, 84 800 84 800. So it's now back as one number. Okay, cool. And now we have to do the same for the starting salary median, right? Median. So let's copy this, come over here, starting median. Okay, so now mid career median. Okay, mid career, no longer starting. Mid career, mid career, mid career. All right. So let's run that. Yep, we managed to make these two numbers. Okay, so we now have these two coming up. Okay, finally, you know these are numbers, but they're being treated as strings, right? We can find out by saying df.info. Okay, so these ones are treated as objects. The middle one is treated as an integer, object, integer, object on percent, object on any, and then object again. So none of these are being treated as the correct format that we want them to be. Okay, so let's work on that. Let's correct that. We'll come up. First thing that we have to do is convert them. Okay, we will say df, let's pick one of them, starting median salary, or let's just paste what we have first, right? What's there? Oh, it's not there. Mid career median salary. I hate typing the whole thing, and I hate mistyping it too, so I'm just gonna copy and paste. Okay, we're gonna make it look like this, alright? We're gonna say replace. Okay, we're gonna replace. Actually, we're gonna say df start median salary. What is it that we want to do? We want to replace it. We want to replace, not replace. And what is it that we want to replace? We want to replace the dollar. I have to press shift and 4, okay, to get the dollar sign. And then we want to replace it with the empty space. Alright, like that. So let's print out our df.head one more time. Okay, do you think this will work? Okay, there we go. It didn't change. Okay, so what do we do to make it change? Alright, there's somebody knocking on the gate. I'm gonna pause a little bit because my dog is making a lot of noise. Okay, looks like it's just got quiet when I was about to pause. Alright, so one way we can do this is take advantage of the Pandas PD to numeric method, right? Numeric. Okay, so we take this is what we are after. Okay, and then we replace. Actually, we do it as type string dot replace that with that. Okay, something like this. Okay, let's try it out first. Alright, if it fails, then we come back with another way. Alright, there we go. Our dollar has been replaced, so this is the number that we're looking for. Alright, one more thing that we need to do is we want to retain it as float. Okay, dot as type float. Okay, we're now having an attribute error. And what do we have? String value. Okay, that's interesting because we were just working with it just now. Right, string dot replace. Hold on a second. I think what we can do is let's look at the first thing that we want to do is so the problem. If we read out, let's check out the error. Right, string accessor can only be used on string values. Okay, so what that could mean is that let's do a quick check on our data instruction. Right. Okay, let's look at it together. .info. Right, and if you look at it now, the starting median is no longer a string, it's now an integer, right? So adding a type float is no longer valuable, or rather valid at this time. Why? Because we have already changed it to a number. Okay, now this method, this part will fail. All right, that's why we're having that. So what we can do is rather than writing it like this, we could instead do it this way. Because it's already a numeric part, we could take this part right here and then put it like this, and then because we want to replace that part with this part, then we can say is type float. Right, we could have done it in one line if we created it together with the replacement and changing the type in one line, but because we did it differently, we now have to do it separately. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this part where we look at the data.info again. We're going to cut that, delete it, and then here, instead of the head, we're going to check our data type first. Okay, we're going to do this and replace it with info. Okay, so let's do that. Oh, sorry, we're supposed to cancel to comment out this part because we already did the replacement. Alright, okay, now we have our starting median as a float. Look at that. Okay, beautiful. Alright, now we can check our head. So let's do that. We're going to do head. Actually, we don't have to do it in that same line because we're going to have another problem with that, right? So I'm going to comment out this part, and I'm going to comment out this part. I'm going to delete this part, right, to make it look as if we did in one line. And then we're going to say df info so that our notebook will just remember what we did. Okay, if you want to replace it, do it like that way, it's still fine. Okay, but here is what our head looks like now. Okay, so look at that, we now have our number nicely formatted as a float. Okay, so that's what we want to do on the other one as well. So if you remember, we said we take the median data salary, right? Let's do it one more time just so that you get familiar with it. Alright, so we say in that we create in that column, rather we're not creating it, we're just changing it as it is. So we're just saying the same column what it was earlier. Okay, and we want to change it using the PD go to numeric. Yeah, it didn't respond well to me. Numeric there we go. We close our bracket over here, and then over here we're going to use the string type so that we can access the replace method. And what we are accessing is the $sign, which we are replacing with nothing, right? And then after all is been done, now it's now a number. We're changing that integer to the type of float. So we're doing it one line this time. And then afterwards, let's check our head. Okay, there we go, nicely done. Okay, now time for the cleanup, right? We want to see how many of these columns are empty. And we already see that there are so many on these anonym types, okay? So we're going to say delete columns is equal to, and then we're going to pass in an array of the names that the columns that we want to delete. For example, degree, we don't want that one. Starting media A, starting this one, we don't want that. And then the second one, we don't want it as well. And then we don't want the middle one. Alright, so many that we don't need. The first one and the second one, we don't want all of these. And then the other one that we don't need is the PCT. Don't want that. Nor do we need the unknown. Don't want that either. Okay, so we close our column, go down, df. You can even call it clean df if you like, and then assign it to that. But we're going to continue df, okay? df is equal to df dot drop, alright, column, or rather del call. Okay, and then the axis will be 1. Oh, axis could be columns as well if you like. I think starting to forget, but let's see how it goes. That one goes, right? And then we're gonna say in place. Is there anything like this? In place equals true. I'm not sure if you put something like this in here or not, underscore or not. Okay, but let's do it that way, and then let's check the head. If we fail, then we will look it up. Okay, we look at the head over here. Okay, df. What does that mean? We should df to drop that in place true equals that. So okay, in place equals true. Okay, everything looks good. Let's see where we are failing. Okay, we're gonna run that one more time just to check if there's something wrong. Okay, it looks like there's something wrong. Let's look at first. What I'm thinking is, if we use in place, alright, then we don't need to assign it. Alright, because it's working right on the same data frame. Okay, let's try this. Okay, that didn't work. df is not. What is happening? It looks like it's no longer linked up to my data frame, right? Because that's what it means. That's what it means. Yeah. Let's see. We still have our data frame alive, right? We're gonna say df.inf.describe. Describe like this. Yeah, something is wrong with the data frame itself. Up from here, I don't think we still have it. Alright, we'll start from here. Okay, looks like we've got it back. And then let's do everything that we did earlier. Okay, waiting for it to run. We're back. We have all these columns that we no longer need. We're changing this one. Okay, so we now have this type string. Okay, we just concatenated these two, right? That's what we're doing there. And then now we changing that part to be a float. Yep, and this one is still an object. So after we run this part, this one over here, then this part will also be a float. Okay, so now that we have our df back, let's see our describing is working perfectly. I see. We still have this line and all these other lines that we don't need, right? So let's see if our drop works. Okay, drop works perfectly. Good. So our df is now left with these three things that we need. Okay, so now we can start working through our data to see who's got the most, who's got the least. All right, let's take a short break. Right, I'm gonna break just now. Just gonna have to lose the loo. Okay. Alright, so we're on the roll. We now have a beautiful data frame, which we could have named clean data frame, right? Because we now have the starting median salary and media salary, right? And the measure over this side. You might not really like these numbers. If you don't like them, there should be a way of getting rid of them, right? Let's see. If you say df dot, let's just say reset index. And then we'll say in place equals true again, so that everything happens on the same data frame, right? True. Okay, and let's see if that works with checking our head, right? Or tail, if you like. Oops, look at that. We now have another one, which is which is something that we don't even need. Okay, so now what we want to do is even want to get rid of that at all. We're gonna say df. Let's just set this as our index, right? I think that will solve the whole problem. df dot set index, like that, and then we put the name over here, and then we also say in place equals true. And then let's try and see our head. Oops. We have to drop that one. Drop. df dot drop. We'll comment out this part because we did it already. Drop index. In place again. If you're tired of writing in place, you could just say df dot index axis. You could name axis as column or just put the number 1 there. I've tried both. I think they work. Then you just reassign it to your df like this instead of saying in place equals true. Kind of works, kind of fast a little bit as well. So let's look at how it will look after this. All right. Okay, cool. So we're just working with it like this. All right, lovely. It's much neater this way. I like it this way because you kind of get the board on the other side too. Cool. All right. So now let's try and answer those questions we were answering last time. All right. Okay. Drop in missing rows. Let's see if there are any missing rows. df dot is na, and then let's see if we can number the many. All are there. Okay, so there are no missing numbers there. Okay, we cleaned, find the major starting salary and the highest one. All right, the major ones. So that means we're going to say df dot, or we can use this, and then we looking for the starting salary. Which one has the largest, right? The maximum. It's 185,000. Okay, where is that located? We take this part over here, put it there, and then we're looking for the index. Okay, ADX. Oh, look at that. That's the name. That's its name right there. Electrical engineering, computer science. You get much study money on that one. Cool stuff, right? Let's do the same with if you have been there for some time, your mid-career, like this is from 10 years upwards, right? Mid-career, median salary. Which one is the highest? Okay, 187,000. And which one is that? And again, we do ID X. Petroleum engineering. Oh, wow. That's amazing. After some time, you start earning more with that one. Okay, cool. So I think that's the largest, that's the highest amount of money you can get with all these courses. And remember how many courses we have that we have managed to extract. I mean, majors we've got. Sorry, it's an attribute, not a method. 452. Right? 452. So that's a large number right there. I think 451 of them, and then the other last column is just the head that we have over there. Okay. And another thing that we want to check is I want to see what happens if you just do ID max, right? Is there anything like ID max? No, there's nothing like that. Okay, cool. Tutorial. I understand why this is happening, right? Because we're using because usually we get a number back, but we're getting the name back because we are using our majors as the index. That's why the name is coming up when you're looking for the index. Okay, so if we say now df dot log and we pass in the index like that, we see it brings us how much you earn when you start and how much you earn when you finish, right? Because we're using our index are not numbers, they are rather the course itself. Okay, so we do the same with this one over here. Let's see how much it fares after 10 years, right? This time we'll use iLock just for fun and put it over there. Alright, location cannot be indexed with an integer key. Okay, so iLock works with the integer. Okay, cool. We're learning, aren't we? So lock works with any index, whether it's a string or a number, but iLock definitely needs an integer. I think that's the I for. That's what the I stands for. We keep learning, don't we? But the best way to learn is to experiment, like we're doing. Alright. So you start high, but it doesn't really climb up all the way as petroleum engineering does. Alright. Cool. Let's see. This is something that we want to look up for. Okay. df dot. Can we get the mean for everything? Yeah. 50. That's the median. Okay. Cool. So what ends less, right? Which one has less starting salary and less ending salary? That would be something to look forward to. Let's just take a look. Which degree has less? Oh wow, you can get 830. Which degree is that one? 830. Well, I can't believe. Agribusiness management. Oh wow. And how much will you earn after 10 years? I think that will be interesting to see as well. Okay, that's you. Oh, it rises up. It rises up very well. Okay, cool, not bad. But it starts very low. I can't believe that. It starts very low. Alright, let's check out another. Okay, this was mid-career, okay? You told me. Okay, it starts like this and then it ends higher. Okay, cool, I get that. Now I want to see starting. Okay, starting. Median career. Median salary. The minimum. Ooh, 360. Man, 360 a month. What will you do with that? What course is that? Medical assistant. Wow. Who knew? Okay. Now index over here. Let's check out how far will it go. Alright. Alright, we're gonna give it a moment. I think it's thinking. While it's thinking, we are also gonna look at find the maximum values in location for name. Okay, that's what we did. How about 10 years worth? Where we were looking at that too. Which one is the lowest starting salary? We're looking at that. Major mid salary, I think that's what we're after. And then if we separate them, the two of them, we want to see which one is the lowest risk factor, right? So we don't have the 19th and 10th percentile, but we have the median and the starting, so we're going to work with that. And then we will see that is a new row, okay, which will also call spread. Alright, so let's go back and do that. Okay, here it says key error. That means you couldn't find that. Were they lying at us? Were they lying to us? Let's see. Medical assisting. Oh yes, sorry about that. You probably noticed it too. Okay, we're supposed to use loc so that we get the location. Alright, so there we go. 360 addresses as well, but the starting salary is very little. I think you have to do it maybe while you're taking up your apprenticeship, right? Or attachment. In other countries they call it attachment. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna say df starting median salary. Alright, that's what we want to subtract, because we know that the starts low. We want to subtract it from mid salary. Okay, and I'm gonna put my embedded my comma there and separate it like that. Okay, that's our low risk right there. And the next thing we want to do is we want to insert that row. So df.insert. Okay, where do we want to insert it? We want to insert on the first row. Okay, and we want to call it spread, and then we pass the low risk column for that. And then after we do that, do we need to do it in place? I don't think we have to. Okay, let's just run df.head, see if that works. Okay, we put man, we're supposed to put it on the 0 side. Okay, let's put it on the front so that you see, or on the last. No, on the front is better. Okay, let's take the first place. It already exists. Look at that. Oh man, that was too silly of us. Okay, so let's do this. Df dot drop spread. We want to change its position, right? So we will delete it, but there should be a method of doing that, but we're too lazy to Google that. Drop spread, which is one of our columns. That's why we say in x is equals 1, and of course we're gonna say in place equals 2. We're too lazy to type, but we managed to type in place equals 2. Okay, I think we've deleted it. Now let's reinsert it. Okay, alright, now it's back. It's right at the place that we want it to be. Cool. So you can tell, oh man, look at the difference. You can actually earn double the starting amount after 10 years if you're doing petroleum engineering. No wonder it is the highest earning. Okay, cool. Why is it always the one at the top? Let's come back when we were doing other. Yes, it was. It was always the one at the top. Interesting. Okay. Unfortunately, we don't have groups in our major stuff, right? We're supposed to have a group where we say, okay, petroleum engineering is under which bracket? Is it STEM, is it business, or is it human arts? Okay, but we don't have that. So I tried to look up how you could classify them, but it's something that I never really, got interested into. So I don't really know. But what other question can you ask? Actually, we can actually sort by spread, right? Sort by spread. That will be very interesting to see. See which one changes the most. Okay, so let's see if our memory works. df dot sort values spread. Okay, as you know, it's sort ascending, so we're gonna say ascending and set it to false, like this. All right, let's see df. Right. So we'll see which ones. I don't think that worked. We're probably supposed to put it like this. I think. Alright, let's try again. Oh yeah, there we go. Man, you start at 730 and go all the way to 140 now. Can you believe what I'm seeing here? Coding engineering, optical science engineering, all this. You start very low. Look at that. You really have to be humble with this. Is this really true? I'm starting to doubt the data that we extracted from that side. Oh man, look at that. How many times more will you earn if you were persistent? Just look at how, man, I can't believe it. Okay, let's leave it to sort just the normal way, right? Yeah, okay. Don't worry. I'm just gonna set this part to true, which is by default how it does it anyway. Okay, so here it is under here.
It's 18 hours.
Yeah, there's some error with the data. Yeah, I could tell. There's some error with it. There's no way you can earn this much and then after 10 years start earning this. It's just nonsense. Just nonsense. No, it's just nonsense. Yeah, we can't work with this anymore. I think we have crap data from the site. No wonder they were, when we were extracting that data last time, if you remember, some of the pages, like this page number 25, we couldn't get anything out of it. So yeah, I believe we had crap data. But for starters, I think we kind of learned a few things that we could do, like merging stuff together and finding ways to get this stuff done, right? One of the things that we did that we could also have done earlier, for example, this part here where we're doing string dot replace. Actually, the first part where we were combining these two, like taking this salary and putting it in one item, like we were doing there, we could also have done it straight when we were extracting that data, right? For example, let's just say we have these numbers, because that's how they're coming out, right? And then the reason why we were getting them as separated, because we're using a CSV, which is comma separated values. So this one is one value, this one is another value, and this one is another value, and this one is another value. But to us, this is just one number, and to us, this is also just one number. But to the Pandas, it's now a different data set. So we could have done, when we were extracting, the same way we were putting the new line, if you remember. We could have done that and say, okay, if the string that we're working with is coming off as a list, like we've done here, so this is part of what we would want it to come out like, right? So, but it could come off like this with a comma. It could come up with a dollar sign as well. So you come here and say, if this has a dollar sign, just replace the dollar sign, okay, with an empty stuff. If it has a comma, just replace the comma with the dollar sign, the percent item, and then just print it out, okay, like that. Can that run? I'm not sure. It says f dot name dot notch. That's interesting. Alright, let's do it this way. Okay. it's a Python console, but sometimes it gets drunk the same way other humans do. Alright, so what I'm thinking is, let's do it this way. Oh no, it wasn't that one, not this one. So this one is fine. This one is pretty fine. This one here, I don't know why it's like that. It's supposed to say s dot replace, alright? I think that's what we're supposed to do. Look at that. All these methods are coming up because Python is supposed to know. Oh, look at that. I'm the one who was drunk. Okay, so let's see. It printed the whole thing the same way it was. Ah, I see why. Another drunk person. Me. Okay, but you see, this is what we could have done. We could have played around with it. I have to assign it. I was thinking about which best way to assign it, right? Okay. One more try. Did I just repeat the same mistake again? Yes, I did. I don't learn, do I? Okay, one last time, because I think I'm really getting tired. Okay, I was supposed to say s dot replace again. Okay, one last time. This time, yeah. Yeah. Look at that. It took off the dollar signs, but it did not take off the commas. That's interesting, right? But you get where I'm going with this, right? I don't know. I don't want to spend my time. Ah, look at that. I wasn't supposed to say replace dollar. You. I told you I'm silly. Man, how drunk can I be? I think I'm super tired, right? We're supposed to replace the comma over here. Okay, we replace the dollar the first time and replace the comma the second time. And then in the end, we just have plain numbers, right? Which we can then, when we log on to our, there you see, the numbers are now just like numbers. And that's the format that we got after, okay, so we merged, we got this number. We merged again, we got this number. And then we had to remove and replace, and then it change it to float. Okay, so we could have just started with float after we have got the numbers already formatted, right? So that's just another edition of what we could have done today. But pretty much a pretty lesson that we had on exploring data, and it's not bad for the first time. Kind of learned a few things, and then we'll see what we can learn again tomorrow when we look at another data session. Okay, we'll be using Matplotlib and everything. So I'm looking forward to day 72 of 100 Days of Code. Adios. If you have anything to say, comment. And if there is another thing that you wanna teach us or ask or learn from, we just do it together. Okay. It's your gardener, and I'm out.